Okay, good evening and welcome to the Iron Tail public hearing for renewal of their liquor license on 5/16/13. We have the application, and I'll take a quick look to make sure it's all complete. It's all pretty much the same as last year, correct?
Yes.
Okay, no changes in tax IDs or anything? There is one thing, do you have a new business number? Because we called the 850-1172 and it said it was not in service. I got your cell.
Yeah, that number doesn't
Oh.
sound familiar. Let me,
Okay.
that might be.
Oh, wait a minute, which, yeah, is your cell 2511?
That's
Um,
1403,
yeah.
but the
yeah,
is
okay.
850-1142
Okay,
is what the house phone is at Iron Tails.
okay. All right. All right, tax ID is the same. Okay. Dancing and entertainment, yes. No manager, just owners?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, you've been inspected by DHS as far as the kitchen and everything, that's up to date?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a current license.
Okay. How long is that good for? Is that every year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I usually see the health inspector once a year.
Well, they keep in contact with each other anyway, so,
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, they're affiliated now with the drinking water program, so, it's almost, double coverage, one is checking on the other.
okay.
So the program as of last year.
All right, and that's your drawing. You want to see that?
Sure. Thank you.
We all set with your sprinkler system?
Yes. Eastern Fire, and it meets all specs.
Okay, and
Fully inspected and
Peter Smith told me that they'll put a decal on that says that it's all inspected and everything someplace on the system?
Yeah, it should be, because they had it up and running, and then they had to get a part, which they put on about a week and a half ago, that there's a certain period of time that the system has to trip. And it was taking too long by about 30 seconds, and then install this other part, so it trips in a matter of seconds.
Okay.
When there's a call for water.
Just so you know, this is not one of our normal meeting nights, and Bill Shields is the chair of the church council, so he had to go up there tonight. So we won't be making a decision tonight, we'll make it Thursday night. But you'll be all set as far as, we're still within the time limit and everything, because we want all three. Tonight is just to hear from everybody.
So are we from tonight?
Huh?
Are we from tonight?
Yeah, next Thursday night, we'll vote on the application, okay? So during that week, is it okay if our chief comes down just to check the tag and make sure that's all set? Because that's part of your conditional use permit. Okay, all right,
Absolutely, he has access to that.
okay. How you doing hiring employees? You getting enough?
Yeah, but, they come and they go. It's, that's the most difficult part.
It's a pretty transient business, yeah.
Yeah, and also, it's just when you're busy for such a short period of time, and, it's hard to keep everybody busy.
Yeah. Okay, and we do have a report from the sheriff's department. There was no report from the state police, and that will be a non-issue now that we have our own deputy. It'll be the sheriff's department that will be handling the entire year from license to renewal. And I don't have any concerns there or any questions to you.
No, I don't, I'm all set with that.
Okay. So we'll have Chief Smith come in before next Thursday. As long as that tag's on there, then we're good to go. Did you get your water tank filled up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I know the fire department needs to do
I
it.
had to pay, Cole.
Oh, the swimming pool people?
No, actually, he's out of Dayton.
Yeah, but he goes around with a big truck and fills swimming pools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, usually.
Cole Farm Dairy?
He's affiliated, I think it's
Yeah.
a cousin or something, but nice man, very helpful.
Okay.
Took 3 loads. I can see what the chief was talking about, why it takes so long to fill.
Yeah. Yeah, and he probably just pumped out of something local where the fire department pumps out of too, so.
Where was he going down? I think he went down to Sanford Water District.
Oh, did he?
Oh.
Yeah.
He actually had to buy the water.
What's that?
He probably had to buy the water then.
Well,
Yeah,
probably,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head, no. No,
Okay.
no, I think you're doing okay down there, I think. Looks nice down there.
Well, it's gonna get better, kind of,
Have him come up to the mic. Could you come up here to the mic?
well,
Hey,
Just on his face, not on his T-shirt.
yeah. No, we're hanging in there. It's been a tough year for us financially because we were kind of blindsided by some financial issues not associated with us and kind of scrambling to pull things together so we could continue business, and it looks pretty good. But like I said, financially we'll probably be July getting caught up. So,
Is it okay to talk about ownership of the building
Oh,
right now?
that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, we've been approved,
Okay.
approved to purchase it, and through the help of my father, we weren't expecting, we wanted to buy the building, we weren't expecting it to come down so quickly. Us being 2 years in business and, really haven't gained any financial ground.
Right. Just
then
building your customer base.
Just building the
yeah.
customer base, and then we had while we were away, the whole building froze up. The fire system became an issue, and at the worst possible time. But fortunately, between the town and the folks here in town working with us, we're still hanging in there, and we're supposed to close on the real estate if all goes well, Lord willing, by the end of this month.
Oh, great.
So once that happens, just gonna obviously have some costs affiliated with that, and then I know we owe the town some money.
Well, actually, yeah, we
for
were
fire.
notified that once the attorney for the court gets the funds, once you give them the funds or buy it, then the town of Acton will be reimbursed for all back taxes.
Oh, back taxes, yes. Yeah, I'm talking about
He's
the
referring to
fire
the-
services, though, that
yeah.
we are responsible for. I know
Okay.
we have an outstanding bill with the town,
Okay.
but,
Are you going
Yeah.
to take care of that soon?
yeah.
Okay, great.
Well, like I say, once, we take care of the taxes affiliated with the closing
Yeah.
of the real estate, we'll certainly, we're optimistic about the summer, so.
Well, we're kind of happy that we're finally getting back 3 years back taxes on that property, which is a big help to the
Yeah,
town. So
yeah.
that's a good thing
Yeah.
that the purchase is going through. We appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yes, it's kind of bittersweet, because, we had a real good relationship with the former owner, and he was good to us, and he knew the business enough to know when to cut us some slack and, when not to.
Yeah.
And that's not really how we wanted things to go down, but that's how they went down,
Yeah.
and we just had to pull it together, and I fortunately had my dad to rely on to, lean on, because it's hard to get a loan when you don't draw a paycheck.
Yeah.
But there's no need to put him on any of the paperwork. You're still the owner and everything, right?
Yeah, so it'll all be,
license is still under
the
your
real
name.
estate will be solely, in an LLC that I'm the sole,
Okay.
yeah. So, and any additional questions, and, I'm going back there to look at that tag, make sure it's there, because I know they did the work and I got the bill,
Yeah,
but,
and he said that they have to do their own inspection and then tag it, and then
Yeah.
the fire chief just comes in, looks at the
Yeah,
tag and says,
and I
yeah,
expect
you're
the
all set.
same when our dance license comes up in July, we'll see the fire marshal. And, there's, from here, as we move forward, obviously, we have big plans for the building as far as, getting it straightened out, cleaned up, and, more appealing
than it has been in the past, so.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, well, thank you.
We just got to open it up to the public before.
Yeah,
we
I
go.
got, I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
We have had some input from the public, just a question for you. The rides that take place from there, you don't set up the routes and whatnot, that's done by whoever's organizing the ride?
Well, I have a couple of guys that have helped us in the past that have done many of them. I've been doing it myself, but I don't have the time anymore. Certainly have anything coming out of there, I certainly have influence
Yep.
on it if there's a route concern or what have you.
That's what I'm getting at, yeah. Milton Mills Road, that's the side road there?
Yeah.
If they could maybe not use that as a thoroughfare, to or fro, just to throw out. I know we've got some folks that live on that road, and you can't stop motorcycles from going where they want to go. I mean,
Right.
I've got one, Ted has one, we like, you know,
Yeah.
we ride where we want to.
Sure.
But just, if a group was to leave there, if they could use
Right up
maybe
109?
109,
Yeah.
one way or
Because
the
usually
other.
it's a loop, you know, you're trying
Yeah.
to create a scenic route, and that
Oh,
is
definitely, yeah,
that's a beautiful road up through there.
It
and
is a
and
beautiful road.
And it's unfortunate because a lot of
Yeah.
new people come to the area that haven't been in the area, and that's
Yeah.
kind of a nice
Yeah.
showcase, that road out through there,
Yeah.
but,
With the view of
you
the
know,
mountains.
in the same token, we certainly want to be a good neighbor.
Yeah, I
as
mean,
as
that's
good
just
as
a,
possible.
just a thought. I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah.
Because that's really the only place we've had.
The complaint, yeah.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call it a complaint, it was a concern, you know, that, you know, if they could just use a different route.
The concern,
Just
was
the
it the
noise.
concern, the noise?
of having 30, 50, or 150
Yeah,
bikes
certainly,
going by, you know, on a
certainly.
Sunday afternoon,
Yeah,
which,
usually that's when it takes place, Saturday or
yeah,
Sunday
and a
during
lot of
the
the
day.
houses on that road are right on the road as well, so,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a thought,
Well, I mean,
know.
it's certainly,
something to throw out
yeah.
at you, you know?
I mean, that can
But-
be, I'll do
Yeah.
my best to meet those needs,
Yeah.
you know, because it shouldn't be a problem. I was like, you know what, we can't do Milton Mills Road.
Yeah.
So what's our other option? 109?
Yeah, 109, I mean, you got
Yeah.
Route 11, you got, you know.
Oh, yeah,
There's a number
yeah.
of different,
Yeah,
I've been on
just
it,
when we
yeah.
go out, onto the New Hampshire side out towards Farmington, that's always
definitely, yeah. it's
either
nicer.
a way in, way out.
Yeah, yeah, and it
I
might-
can only be accountable for my own rides because
Oh, yeah.
there's rides from other locations that
Yep.
certainly come through
Yep.
and use that road, you know.
Other rides will use your place as a stopping point, like for the card game?
some.
The poker run and stuff like that?
Yeah, you don't. I won't do a poker run, and you don't see many poker runs. You know, I like to keep, you know, the rides that I have any control or influence over, I like to see one stop.
Mhm.
Yep.
And just keep it simple this
Go-
way.
go to one
rides are
place and then come
one
back.
stop, you know, half hour, let's go, ride. Okay, everybody's free and on their own, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too many stops. It just creates a hazard, an additional hazard, potential hazard.
I did one poker ride once, one-on-one, and it was, yeah.
Yeah, too many stops.
It messed up the entire towns we went through, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
everybody's just all over the place,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, but that was just a concern, like I say, that we
Sure.
heard
Yeah.
about, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. We'll just open it up to the public if anybody from the public has any questions or concerns. Come on up.
Just see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can stay up so you can answer them.
Thank you. My name's Richard Nass. I live on the Milton Mills Road. I just want to manifest what Ed was saying, basically. Weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, 60, probably never 100, but 40, 50, 60 bikes going by the house, and our house is close to the road, does not make for a pleasant situation, in addition to the normal motorcycle traffic, which is heavier on weekends. But it's all emanating from what I call the biker buyer. I guess it's Iron Tails is what it is. And I don't know much beyond what I see there, but it's essentially a big drinking establishment. And if they've been other places, down in Arundel, and they're headed someplace else over in New Hampshire for multiple stops, and they're drinking at every stop, I can't imagine that's a very safe situation. I don't know what happens elsewhere. All I see is 60, 70 bikes going by my house. And they aren't obnoxious. I mean, they're loud, but they're certainly well behaved. But it's certainly not.
It's the bikes that are allowed, not the drivers, right?
Yeah, the drivers aren't doing anything other than they're a big group of them. I mean, so they aren't badly behaved or anything normally.
Yeah.
And the bikes aren't particularly loud. There's just too many of them in one place. And that place happens to be Acton, and happens to be that establishment that I guess is the source of it. So I'm not a big fan of it. Relative to the property, I know this is not relative to or not related to their liquor license, but what about the gas tanks in that property? Have they been removed, or have they been somehow taken care of?
You'll,
You know? Okay. So
Greg will
that's
answer it for you.
That's a question. So,
Yeah.
as one citizen, I am opposed to giving them a liquor license. I don't think that there's much in the way that you guys can do about it.
No,
but,
you're pretty familiar with
yeah,
what the regulations
so-
are and everything. There's really nothing.
I just wanted to go on the record
Yeah.
that what they've created and acted is not, in my opinion, a positive situation. So,
Okay,
thank
the other
you.
thing too is at your house at the bottom of the hill, the speed limit is 25. Is that
Yeah.
speed been an issue?
Well, it's difficult. There's very few people that seem to pay attention to the speed. I don't think that they aren't going 70,
Right.
but they aren't going 45 either. So are they over the speed limit? Yes. But in a big group like that, they're normally traveling, I would say 40, probably 35, 40 miles an hour. But
Yeah.
so over, but not, they aren't the ones that go flying off the pavement at that little bump in the road right by my driveway there, which is, which is what we see on occasion, especially coming down the hill. So I don't think speed is the issue. It's just the volume, which is, created by virtue of what he's got there. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Richard.
As far as the tanks, I was aware of, upon purchasing the real estate, I am obligated to remove those tanks. Even if I wanted to continue a gas station business, I still have to remove those tanks because they've been empty for so long, for a period of time. The order was issued December 2012, and that's something that I have to do within a year's time.
So is the reason for removing the tanks is to inspect them because they haven't been used for so long?
That is just the law.
Oh,
The
okay.
law, because they have not been used. Oh, you can fill them with concrete. Oh, you can have them inspected and reused. No, that's not the case. They
You
have
have
to
to take
be,
them out.
they have to come out. And that will be my responsibility to get that done within a year's time.
Do you have intention of putting tanks back in and open
I
the gas
do
station?
not. I do
Oh,
not.
okay.
That's currently. I'm not saying somewhere down the road. I mean, if if my business is unsuccessful, still have to pay the mortgage and, I may call John Mapes and say, hey, John, help me out here, and let's open up a gas station or what have you. But that's not my business. I don't like to take on business that I don't know.
Right.
I'm certainly willing to learn anything, though, when times get tough.
Yeah.
But those tanks will be removed. And as far as, the groups of motorcycles traveling anywhere in this area, we are fortunately a destination that he is correct. That people riding motorcycles are our target market.
Mhm.
They are, but they're all regular folks of all walks of life, and I'm sure he's well aware of that. And as far as drinking and driving, you can associate that to any group.
Right.
Just because they ride a motorcycle doesn't mean that they're hitting every bar in town. Most of the customers that I deal with are, the age bracket is 30 up to about 75 or 80. And, they're for the most part responsible. And we certainly do our best to keep everybody safe. But we can only do what we can do.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have anything that they want to say? Or any questions? No? All right, we're going to adjourn this meeting, and we will vote at our normal selectmen's meeting next Thursday, which is May 23rd. All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
I second it. All in favor? We're adjourned.